So long. Um, I don't remember the last time we did one. I think it was like a week ago. Okay, I've been super busy. Finished a bunch of projects because I've been writing like everything on a list, trying to get certain things done in a certain order. Hello, by the way. Um, but yeah, this is what I recently worked on. This is exhaust manifold. It has, let's see, get the lighting right. See, the lighting in here is terrible. But I got EGT ports that go on each runner so I can tell per cylinder what the temperature is of the engine, which is, I think, helpful for diagnosing issues. Like if you might have a head gasket that's going to go out, you can quickly check the temperature. So now I gotta wait for more sensors because I'm out of sensors. I bought 4 originally for this project and then ended up using one on the furnace, I think, for melting metal, and then the other temperature sensor I think I used on the build for the charcoal maker, right? But that's kind of what it'll. Ooh, I knocked that over. Kind of what it'll look like with all the extra goodies on it, right? Like I can't hold it still. It's kind of hard. It is heavy, but we still gotta face off the flange. The inlet flange and the outlet flange still have to be faced off. I did notice the flange on this because I purchased this. I should test it. It's not. I don't think it's as hard as this. Like I think that stainless flange on the outlet is actually a different grade because this whole thing is 316L stainless. This thing is expensive though. It cost me a lot of money to make this, and it's the only one that I know of, unless someone else knows of one, but I highly doubt that maintains the factory position with equal length runners, and actually fits in the car without some kind of modification to like the chassis or the hood. Hood clearance was a big issue with this manifold, because I needed to come out. I wanted to sweep down in because I want the angle of the explosion to actually be directed straight down into the turbine, not like sideways like the factory one was. The factory one kind of has it going all weird like. I think I can clamp that in there. But also I did this, I don't think it shows up very well there because it's kind of cut off. But this is a weld positioner that I made. And all this does is really just rotate the tube. You can turn it on, set your timer, and then go forward or backward. I don't know if you can see that plate moves. That's probably the only thing that's exposed right now. I'm kind of hiding the rest. But I built that because I was bored. And hello viewers, how's your day? Hope you're enjoying your Sunday. It was pretty warm out today. But I think the only thing that sucks about this after I build it is when you put a different size tube in it, it has to rotate at a different speed, right? And the smaller the diameter, the slower it has to go, right? Or no, the larger the diameter, the slower it has to go because you're out here rotation and the rotation's faster. So you have to, and that's what the dial's for, but The only issue is if you go from different sizes, then you take a little bit to dial it in and tweak it. But after like 2 or 3 runs, you got it pretty close. I did do a little bit with a pulse on this to test it, but I was kind of holding the ground clamp against the plate because right now it doesn't have a grounding button. There's a steel disc here. Let me unclamp it and then you can kind of see it. And basically I'm going to make a plunger assembly for the ground to contact. I see a lot of people, they drag. What's up? How's your day? They drag, I'm doing good and chilling with some friends. And Kylie says hello. Awesome. But the shaft that comes through here and this spins on, they usually drag like a copper. It's like a woven copper ground strap, basically. But it's real ghetto. Like, I don't like it because it's just rubbing on the shaft. I want to get the heat and keep all the heat this way of the bearings. I feel like that draws a lot of heat down and through the whole machine. So I'm just going to do the button thing, which keeps everything out that way. Nobody knows what I'm talking about. Somebody does. Somewhere someone has a clue what the hell I'm saying. So I'll turn it this way and you'll be able to see it better. It is top heavy because I want to put arms on it. Is that better? Can you see that? Yes. What is this? The title is cute. Why is the title cute? This is what I do with my life. This is why it's cool to be a dude that's single, right? This is what single dudes do, I think. At least when I'm single, this is what I do. So in here's I'm not going to show the internals of it. It's kind of my thing, right? I did spend a decent amount. How long did it take me to make this? Invested time in this project, and that almost hurt. Maybe 10 hours total from concept to working. If I would have had the pieces, it would have been faster. But certain things I can't make yet. Right. So, want to see it work? It's kind of cool. I think it is. So right now I have this piece of copper chucked up into it. Maybe we can zoom in on that because it looks cooler that way. Move this up here. Right? That's kind of cool. Not really. Kind of just shows my wood trim on the side. So you can select the direction right off the bat if you want, and then just turn it on, and it'll rotate. I have one issue with this because this gears inside here are not cut with the accuracy I need them to be. You see how slow I can make this go. Makes this crazy hum, right? But you can memorize the hum. So that was only a touch off, right? Once you memorize that hum, you can kind of tell what size that is for. And then you go right to your rotation speed. I've noticed that. But it works well, I think. I've had a big part on here. What did I chuck in this the other day? Like, where's that stainless thing? Okay, that's obnoxious. I don't know what I did with that. Oh, here it is. I chucked this in there, right? It's not it's not real heavy, but it's awkward. And I figured, why not? I will have to weld this back together. So, in here is a bolt pattern on the bottom because I made this so it's modular, I guess is the right word for it, right? Um, I can put it on a table. I can hook an arm to it and put rollers on the other end and weld tanks, right, with it. Um, I just have to do something because most of the stuff I'm going to do on here has to be back purged. And if you don't know what back purging is when you take whatever you're welding. Like let's say I'm welding this tube and I want to have that gas, the argon, on the back side also, so you get a real good good quality weld. I have one that has a really good, it's not a good one. That was one I kind of boogered up. It looks terrible. Maybe I don't have any. Anyway, like these tanks are all back purged, like, and beautifully back purged. But I mean, this is a very high pressure cylinder that this goes into. And if you look closely, that little stem that's in there, can we get it closer? See how smooth that metal is? Can I shine it there? It's almost seamless where that tube goes into that stainless, right? It's so beautiful when you weld this stuff too, because the metal turns into like a liquid state and becomes water in a sense. And it's just beautiful to watch it all flow together. I think that's what's entrancing about welding. That's probably why I like it, because it's something that's super hard to move until you hit it with enough energy. What else did I do? I did like a whole list of stuff that I was doing. Got a new gauge for back purging because I was doing it off 2 gauges on 2 different tanks. I don't know that there was any benefit in that, honestly, because now it doesn't have a valve on it. So I have one line that goes in, and when I touch the pedal, that gas kicks on. But the other line is just continually running, right? And I don't want it to continually run. I want it to fill the void of whatever I'm purging and then kind of chill until I'm ready to, because why do I just want to keep wasting argon going through it? I'm kind of just talking. Maybe I should have said hello more. Sorry. I've gotten so wound up with the temperature. I'm definitely a warmer climate person. I think this cold weather crap is just, it's not my cup of tea. I feel like half of your year's wasted living in the cold environment. You just don't get anything done. You just snuggle in bed to try and stay warm. Right? That's probably why I haven't done any of the other streams, because I've just been running full speed and not sleeping that much, I don't think. Not really, not like I normally do. I'll crash for 10 hours, but that'll be if I know what I do with that. There it is. Oh, I think I've come to the verdict. It's time to get a bigger facility, because it's getting tight in here and I can't process things the way I want to, and it's slowing me down. So that's a step going forward I'm going to look into. I have a guy that I'm working with for a few other projects, but we'll keep that on the for a while. Hope everybody else is enjoying the weather. It's nice. I want to put this in, but I can't because I have to wait on these two freaking sensors. Can't wait to hear it. I have drugged my feet on that. That's my personal one, and it never takes me that long to build a manifold. But that one I definitely, I was just so picky about it. And it's very difficult. Like, I think that's why nobody did it. I think nobody attempted to do this in this order because it is just so freaking insane. The routing of this tubing was very frustrating, especially to get minimal gap, right? To get these pipe to sit super tight before I even weld it, because it minimizes the movement, right? If I have a large gap in between two pieces of metal and I go to fill it, and let's say I have a gap like that, right? That distance is all going to be melted metal, which means when it shrinks, it's going to shrink even more than if it was right up against itself, right? Because instead of just, now this one, if I welded it, it can only move that far, right? It'll actually pull in, it'll be shorter. It'll pull in probably about 10 thousandths, 20 thousandths, depending on what your amperage is. Didn't really move on me though. A little bit here on the outside one. And I messed up because I took the clamp off, but I had to because I couldn't get around the bolt to weld. I probably should have preloaded it, but it's only like 20 thou off over the whole thing, so I can easily take some off of it and it's not going to even matter. Why'd that blink? Why does it blink? Does it just randomly flash sometimes? Yeah, because what is that? That's so screwy. Anyway. I went back and looked at one of the older video things. Wow. That's gonna make me dizzy. This shop looks so much cleaner. It's just I got a lot going on. I bet you people get a kick out of this. They do. I know they do. That's why they sit there and watch it. They're like, this dude is seriously just... Yes, I am talking to myself because nobody else is talking. That's funny. Yeah. In a nutshell. I think I've been trying not to process things too deeply. And just work on what I have in front of me and removing obstacles as quickly as possible. I still have to critique the welds, and I already know that there's a few that I need to go back in and verify. But this stuff is expensive, man. I was trying to... Didn't get too scratched up from moving it around. I still got to get a total of it. Everything that I have invested in it. I've had that flange. This is the second one, I think. Because the other one, I was going to go with a really thin wall tube. But with like cracking issues and stuff that everybody has, I was like, no, like I'm really not worried about the weight. I'm more longevity type person, so I'll build it more robust and just deal with the extra weight. And quite honestly, like a little bit extra weight's not too bad because it's more stable. When it's too light, it just kind of, I don't know, it's not as fun. And I like to beat all my parts pretty hard. So I'll do a quality check of that. Let me put some dye on it. Make sure we don't have any issues with it. What? I don't know. I think that's it. Yeah, I'm good. Alrighty. Sorry I haven't been around much. Hope you guys have a great spring. Take care.